see me right now? Frank?
Yes, I can see you now.
I don't want anyone to see me right now, please.
You should hit stop video. Okay.
So the only thing that should be on there is the card.
Right, and that's what's happening right now. I have to do one more thing to get you up on here, which is change this over to, oops, last minute. All right, now I need to get plus screen capture video, split capture on it.
We're late.
Let's get you now. Zoom, hold on. Should be the OBS camera. It is. All right, why don't you start your video?
I don't want to be live though right now.
Mute your audio, please.
Let's see, I can't hear you. I don't know why. Weird. Okay.
Hello, everyone. Hi, Joanne. Are you unmuted?
I hope so. Can you hear me? No?
Yes,
I can't hear.
you can hear her.
I
You
can't.
Oh.
can hear her.
I don't. Are you there, Joanne?
I am here.
There-
Yes.
There you are. Okay,
Hello.
cool.
Yeah.
Yay, these technical things that we're all learning.
Right.
I'm so happy that you're joining us today. It's really an honor, and I so appreciate your time and energy today, Joanne.
Thank you.
Well, welcome. Let's wait a few minutes and see how many people come on. Right, get them going here. I'm going to post in my other account that we are live, so people know to come on and join us. I know they'll be excited to hear from you again and hear what you're up to. And okay, I'm posting this right now. All right.
Excited.
All righty then. Here we
Okay.
go.
I am posting this to let everyone know on our other page.
I don't
All
know
right. So let's see. Let's see if anybody has logged in yet. I don't want to start and then. Okay, here we are. Okay, we have one person logged in. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's see. How's this okay? Is the lighting okay?
Yeah. Yeah, it could be a little bit brighter, but it's perfect. It's fine. You look gorgeous.
It's just the late evening over here. We just finished a beautiful dinner on the deck. Yeah,
That sounds wonderful.
it was wonderful. It was really great.
Just took out my gun.
Yeah, Mom would say that. Yeah, you can't actually go on the stage, but
No. Although John Lennon did. John Lennon always did.
John Lennon can do whatever he wanted.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Okay, so we are now live and we are going to start the program. It'll be an hour program, and I am Janelle Romero, and I am here live from Los Angeles, from the territory of the Tongva Nations. And I have a special guest, Joanne Shenendoah. And we're going to talk about the 25-year history, legacy of Red Nation Celebration Institute. And it's been 25 years that we've been doing groundbreaking work in all facets of the entertainment industry and in Indian country America. I'm going to introduce the Institute by saying we are the first and largest national Native-led enterprise, founded in 1995 in Santa Fe, New Mexico during Indian Market, and the longest standing American Indian and Indigenous multidisciplinary educational arts and cultural nonprofit in Los Angeles. Red Nation Celebration Institute, the authentic voice of American Indian and Indigenous nations, is led by Native women to increase visibility of independent filmmakers, media artists, and content creators, amplifying the cinematic excellence with an emphasis on initiatives for Native women, girls, and youth in all media platforms and educational institutions, in conjunction with partners from around the world. I have coined the hashtag Natives in Charge of Their Narrative, because we are, and we have been, and we will always be, and why we wear red, which is a call to action, and we'll talk about that as well. And we'll share that a little bit later. RNCI is dedicated to changing the narrative about Native peoples on a global scale. I personally had this vision to launch Red Nation Celebration, and I cannot do this work without all the extraordinary, talented, gorgeous, innovative people that we work with, like so many artists and lawyers and musicians and directors, producers, writers, you know, so many, so much talent in Indian country. And I can't do this work alone, and it takes all of us together we're in this together. And our volunteers have been extraordinary over the last 25 years. We've worked with so many youth, and we've worked, you know, with so many volunteers. Every year we have at least 10 to 20 volunteers here in the office, or at the festival, or at our concert series, or on the res when we're on the res. So it's groundbreaking work. We cast light on voices, stories, contributions, and assets of contemporary Native peoples in replacing dangerous stereotypes that Native peoples face in media and academia, with a 25-year history of cohesive research-informed strategies, groundbreaking initiatives through cinematic excellence, media, and strong focus on partnerships. One of the things that is our foundation is our partnerships. Our partnerships, that is like a sacred relationship that we have with, from corporate to government to independent to donors to friends to the audience that we serve. We're supported by you out there that want to see and learn about who we are as Native peoples. I had an extraordinary conversation last night with one of our team members, and we spoke for about 2 hours, because we're redoing our whole.org site. So at January of 2021, there'll just be one site that you all go to experience everything that we do. And it was profound, the questions he was asking about how to get, you know, audience engagement, right? Now that we're in this pandemic. And he was asking me about questions when the audience is there, like what kind of questions they ask. And those are very provocative questions, because people have come up to me at the festivals or at our music concerts, and they say, you know, this is our first time experiencing Native cinema, or I went on a reservation once and it changed my life forever. You know, things like that. And then there's also questions like, I didn't know that Natives are still here. We always get a few of those. So this is the kind of things we're going to talk about today in this hour. And I'm going to introduce Joanne. Joanne Shenendoah is like one of the most prolific songwriters, singers, Grammy Award winner. I was so excited when she was nominated and won, and it's just extraordinary. The legacy that she has in her own right, and her voice. Joanne was a host with me and A. Martinez last year at our award ceremony, and she sang a cappella. And I haven't heard you, Joanne, for a few years, and I was in tears, because it felt like when you were singing, I was hearing like a whole orchestra. It was like a whole orchestra you can hear with your vocals. It was so beautiful. And so all of you out there that's listening and that'll watch this later, I'm introducing my friend and my sister, Joanne Shenendoah.
Thank you, sweetheart. What a beautiful introduction. Thank you. You know, the work is not about us, right? It's about the fact that we carry our ancestors with us. We carry them along with us with our work and their stories and their dances and their songs and their beautiful presence that they continue to inspire us with. I mean, that's what it's all about. And a lot of people don't have that. They're not sure where they're from or who their ancestors were. But we are. We are blessed with that. We really are. And it's a beautiful thing. I mean, 25 years, 25 years?
25 years.
How amazing. To be able to tell our stories, to be able to watch these on film is probably one of the most incredible experiences that America could ever want to wish for, because it's so important that we know where we came from. We know we are indigenous to this land. We are blessed with the power and glory and the pride and dignity of Native people, indigenous people of this land. And one time I was on 60 Minutes with Morley Safer, and he came to my living room. I live on ancient land of one of the first villages of the Oneida. And my grandfather lived and died here at the age of 110. He was Chief Shenendoah. He was given a peace medal by George Washington, which our family still holds today. And I know that my songs are inspired by this ancestral territory. So he was sitting in my living room. He goes, he is like, so what makes land so special? What makes everything so special? I said, because our ancestors are here. We're buried side by side, your ancestors and mine. And that's what makes our land sacred, right? And
Mhm.
that's why we should know how to get along. That's how we should know how to treat one another, how to be kind to one another. The Iroquois on the East Coast were one of the first to have to deal with all this, And so there we are. We gave the gift of democracy, women's rights, land rights, just understanding the fact that we all have a right and a responsibility to our earth, to our children, to the next 7 generations. That's all Iroquois based. And I was just on a committee for a statue in Seneca Falls for the suffragette movement. And, we're talking about this, how special and important it is for our women, because clan mothers, they chose the chiefs. They took them out of office. I mentioned this at the White House when I went to sing there. And they were responsible for the political, social, and spiritual welfare of the people. So that makes us a very amazing part of history, not only history, but the fact that indigenous women all over the world want all their children to get along. They want them to have clean air, clean water, good food, right? They want them to get along. One guy, as a matter of fact, today in a store that I went to today, he goes, I don't know where it would be without you women. And I was like, you're not kidding, because we all kill each other. And so there comes a point where, we are blessed to have had so many talented actors and actresses, musicians, narrators, choreographers, people who write the scripts, people who write the stories, people who tell our story, all those people involved in our industry, to be able to come forth, because that's our calling, that's our gift, that's what heals us. Creativity is everything. It's just a blessing, and it's just like, wow, how lucky am I to be able to have had 30 years in the industry now, right? 25 years. And I'm very, very, very blessed, and I'm like embarking on some new adventures at the moment, and I'll tell you about those at some point. But anyway, a lot writing a book about my healing journey. Our world, of course, is suffering. Our world is trying to find their place. Our children are trying to find where they, what do they do with their children, right? Our grandchildren. How do they survive in the next coming generations? And, the main thing right now is that we only take what we need, right? We only use what we need. We give back to the
Always give back.
always give back to the earth and leave it in a better place than we found it.
Exactly.
And yeah, exactly. Finally, and that's just it. And have gratitude. So without gratitude, really seriously anything. So I'm full of gratitude, and I'm so happy you called me to be on this week. Although I wasn't quite prepared, but I'm no.
We're always prepared. We've always been prepared. We
Oh,
made as long as we put our lips on, we're good and we're ready to rock and roll.
I
So
always have, I mean, I'm very blessed to have a mom as a chief, as a clan mother, and my dad is a chief. He spoke all six, my grandfather, he spoke all six languages of the Iroquois. It's a beautiful language, and it's very flowing and descriptive. It's like, for example, the word "I love you," "gonolunkwa,"
wait, teach it to me. I want to learn.
"gonolunkwa,"
Gana lunkwa,
"gonolunkwa."
gana lunkwa,
Oh, "gonolunkwa,"
gona lunkwa,
"gonolunkwa."
gona lunkwa,
That's it.
gona lunkwa.
"Gonolunkwa." That means not only do I love you, but how can I lift you up?
Oh, I love that.
Isn't it beautiful? Because
Mhm.
that's what we should do for one another when we really care for someone.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's what you've been doing through these awards. And
Yeah.
thank you for that.
Yeah. Well, I want to say, I'm very, uh, you know, how everything is meant to be and things happen in our lives, that are auspicious and interconnected. And I am, in our ways, in our traditional ways, I'm a relative of the of your nation, of the Haudenosaunee nation, and I
Haudenosaunee.
own Haudenosaunee because I always say Iroquois, and Oren Lyons corrected me in that. So
Haudenosaunee.
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 I'll get it. We'll get it together.
Yeah, Haudenosaunee. Haudenosaunee. That's it.
Haudenosaunee.
Love the longhouse. That's it. You got it.
Haudenosaunee nation. I have a nephew, and so in that respect, I'm a relative, and I'm blessed to be a relative of the Haudenosaunee nation, and I'll get it. I've always had a thing with language. It would be best. I go on retreats where I go into silence for weeks at a time, and that's when it's like, I feel best. Because this English language, it's just,
Why do we need to have words actually
yeah,
to express ourselves in many cultures around the world? There are symbols and signs and there's mantras, and there are beautiful ways of expressing ourselves, which I love because that's what I know all about. I love that. I embrace it.
yeah.
But I know that you have a nephew that's Haudenosaunee, and
Haudenosaunee. I did it.
got it. Yeah, got it.
Haudenosaunee. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. It's just how I roll.
No problem.
But everybody that knows me knows. So you can tease me. It's okay. I think it was, what? I think where this came from, when I was little, my mom used to sit me on her lap and she used to pronounce the words to me slowly. And I don't know, I think it did something. I don't know.
No matter where I go in the world, I try to learn people's language. How do you
Yeah.
say that, for example? So I was in Istanbul and for 4,000 people at a show once, and I asked them, how do you say God willing or let there be peace? And they told me, Inshallah Baruch.
Oh
And
my gosh.
Inshallah Baruch.
Oh, I love that.
Inshallah Baruch. And so all these thousands of people were singing. It was so beautiful. They all sang in harmony and they all sang, and they were like flipped out. It was so beautiful. So it doesn't take a lot. It doesn't take many to really express who you are or express the feeling of love or peace or joy or hope or whatever. And our native people right now, people are coming to us all over the world trying to find out what is it that's had us survive all these years, right?
Mm.
Beautiful thing. I am so tickled about that. I love it.
Yeah, well, you know, it's also empowering when even if you can learn, even for our Native relatives out there that are discovering who they are or going back home, have been in the city their whole lives and now going back home or whatever, if they could just learn one song, you know, catch one song, because I feel, or learn one way to introduce yourself or say I love you, or, but I know as a singer, since both of us are singers, that for traditional songs, it's, those are so sacred to me. And so you know, when I'm in ceremony, everyone's like, okay, Janelle, can you sing a sacred song? And I was like, this was 100 years ago. But, and so then there was only one song that I caught. So you catch these songs. That's how I feel as a traditional singer, is like you catch these songs and it's given to you.
Well,
And
it's a sun carrier, and you can open yourself up to that venue of those who will come across the ice, as they say in Alaska,
yeah.
and the words, they're going to fly across the ice from the ancestors' land, and they're going to give you their songs.
Yeah. So there was one song that I caught, and it's one of the most ancient Lakota songs, by the way. It's the Thunderbeam Song.
Oh, I have a Thunderbeam song too.
Yeah. So I wrote, that's, you know, the thunder beans are very, very
Powerful.
special, very sacred beans, you know.
Very
So I
sweet.
know that song, and that's the song I know. That's my story.
I love it. I love it. That's right up my alley. Trust me. Are you kidding me? I had Irving Paulus here in my dining room saying, "Who gave you the song?" I said, "I don't know. I just burned sage, sweetgrass, tobacco, and I asked for the songs to come." He goes, "Somebody had to tell you about this." I was like, "No." The
Yeah.
answer told me. The ancestors gave me the song.
Yeah.
And Thunder Beans.
Yeah. The thunder beans are
Yeah.
my relations. So, okay, well, with that said, I'm going to segue into something that is unnatural for me. And that is, you know, we as an organization, we have never had to do a fundraiser. We've never done an annual campaign or capital campaign. And we've been able to move forward for 25 years in producing all these things that we do, all these initiatives, programs, ceremonies, awards, all that. But due to the pandemic, it's time that we reach out and ask for help. And this is very humbling for me. And it's a good thing for me, I think, for my spiritual self to be able to ask for help. So I'm going to segue into this, the every Wednesday, I know it's Friday, but every Wednesday moving forward, or we might go to Friday, I don't know. It's just, you know, how the technology works that particular day. Anyway, so every Wednesday moving forward at noon, we'll be coming live and having a guest and talking about the history and the legacy of Red Nation Celebration Institute, RNCI. And so if you could visit our site, rednationff.com, and you can see all the things that we do, all the programs that we have, and our festival, which is coming up in November. And if it inclines you to donate to help us to create the change that we need to provide. You know what? I just realized we have the wrong card up, Frank. I'm going to send you, take that card down. It's it, please. Thank you, Frank. I'm gonna email you the correct card. But anyway, I'll send you the link to donate. But it's a time where I feel that it's a very auspicious time, actually, to ask for help. And this is why I feel this way, because when one asks for help, when you're reaching out, it's an opportunity to connect. It's an opportunity to learn from each other. It's an opportunity to grow. And it's really not about the money. It's really, for me, it's about the connection. of reaching you out there to be a part of what we're doing, and to support what we're doing, so that the next 7 generations, all the generations moving forward, my grandkids, your grandkids, can look back and say, oh, and have this media to look back and say, oh my gosh, look at this work that was established so long ago. And they'll be able to see where we were at, and how to ask for help, and learn how to ask for help. Because that's the biggest thing, is to learn how to ask for help. What do you think about that, John?
Well, I think it's a blessing because, a lot of people spend more money at McDonald's, just not eating unhealthy or doing something. But I'll tell you, we have a lot to offer as Indigenous peoples. People all over the world, like I said, are seeking to us to learn about our agriculture, to learn about our songs, our dances, and our ceremonies, of course. But some things as we can't share is sacred, but there are a lot of things we can share that are so divine and so amazing and so beautiful and like tear-jerkingly amazing. So a lot of the films and a lot of people that you've given awards to over the years, look, Wes Studi, I mean, all the people, uh, you know, probably Tantu Cardinal, I mean, it goes on, the list. Sasheen Littlefeather just this past year. What a delight. What a beautiful thing to honor them for their work and their ability to stand up and be counted. Because when it comes down to it, we are all human beings on this earth, and we have a right and responsibility and place on this earth. So I think people, irrespective if it's 10, 20, 100, $1,000, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Just if you can give, it would be awesome. It's a tax deductible contribution, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So there you go. I mean, why not? I mean, you could spend money elsewhere on frivolous and ridiculous things from Amazon, right?
Right.
But I mean, why make them all wealthy? I mean, people need to learn about our stories and our history, our culture, our traditions. And, as a founder of the Hiawatha Institute for Indigenous Knowledge
Oh,
educational facility, there are things that are going to be coming out in the next few years that are going to knock your socks off.
I can't wait.
People,
Share about your institute.
yeah, this is my 7 generations ago grandfather who helped to feed George Washington's starving army in the Revolutionary War in Valley Forge. They brought 300 bushels of corn from Oneida, New York, all the way to Valley Forge. That's why they named the whole Shenandoah Valley after him. He started the Oneida Academy with Samuel Kirkland, who the college now is named Hamilton College. And so what they thought was, we need to learn from each other. If we don't learn from each other, then we're just kind of blockhead, right?
Right.
Right. Send me you're tired, you're poor, you're weak. What? Come on. Seriously, let's learn from each other. Let's try to find the commonalities that we have in our cultures. Let's agree to disagree. Let's also understand from each other what makes us special and unique. And how do we do that? We do that through education. And education is a major, amazing thing, as you know. I mean, look at all the school systems right now, right? For example, right? Just one example. I mean, everybody in the country's, am I going to take my child to school? Is Cornell going to open back up again? My daughter's just finishing her dissertation at Cornell. Yeah, she's the very first Indigenous woman that will have a degree in fashion and apparel design in North and South America.
Oh, I love that.
It's amazing.
That is so amazing.
Yeah, the talent out there is just tremendous. So there's many things to be done. And in this particular Red Nations, what you do, I have to say, is something that inspires people to say, hey, maybe I can get a little bit of exposure. Maybe I can get some recognition. Maybe, somebody will hear my story, and maybe it'll make a difference in the world, make change. So that's the key. So I would really encourage people to make a donation, irrespective. So go to the website and make a donation. I mean, it doesn't have to be very much. Just do it, and
Yeah.
share that with other people. Share that with all your friends. Put it on Facebook. Put it on social media. What the heck? Why not? If you want to learn more, if you'd liked Dances with Wolves, there's a lot more than that.
But from our perspective, these are all, at our festival, Joanne, these are all films that are native based, like all, either directed by, produced by, starring. And it's really I'd say the last 4 years, we've been able to secure all the top native films that are out, that come out that year, which is really extraordinary.
It is. It's phenomenal. It's fantastic because you see the work and the desire and the passion and the caring and the love that's put behind it all, because people really want to show who we are as an indigenous people. So, I mean, I did definitely.
Yeah. And the younger generation, the emerging young filmmakers that are coming out today, that are making extraordinary work. Last year, we gave a student award to Norte. And she is amazing. She directed Hollywood Indian, and her vision, she's a rising star. She's going to be huge. If she stays with directing and producing, she's going to be very, very big. She's amazing. We have the right donation card up. And so you can see the link there to donate, and however much you can, that'll be great. So I want to move to, okay, so when we first launched Red Nation, right, I had my daughter was about 7, and we were living in LA, and I'd walk down the street and people just wanted to put sage in films. Like we couldn't even eat at a restaurant, right? It was just overwhelming, actually. Wow. And I knew then that I needed to, because she had started working in the industry at age 3. And I knew then I wanted her to be home with our people on our land and have a childhood, because she can always have this, right? And so I moved back home, and I thought, okay, she's going to be in a great school and this is going to be fabulous. And I came to realize that, I'm so used to the fast pace of producing and stuff. And back then, 25 years ago, there wasn't a lot of films going on in New Mexico. It was not that much filmmaking. So I went to Indian Market, and I noticed that there wasn't any contemporary Indian music being performed at all. This was in 1994. And it's like, where's our music, right? Because like I've been produced by Leonard Cohen, all these other producers, The Temptations, all these people. And it's like, where are we? Why aren't we being heard on the radio? I was so frustrated, and I said, I need to do something about this. And so as a sun dancer, I was praying about it at ceremony, and it came to me to launch this nonprofit to make sure that our music is being heard. So during Indian Market, I noticed that there was no contemporary music. So I went to meet with Don Owen, who is the executive producer of SWAYA. And do you remember Don?
I think so, yes, I do.
Yeah. And I had a meeting with him. I said, Don, this is what I want to do. And I'll raise the money, and I'll bring in acts from Canada and all over the world. And he said, Janelle, Indian Market is for artists. I don't think it's going to work, but I love your enthusiasm. I love the vision. So we'll throw you a couple bucks. We'll print the posters. We'll print the t-shirts. We'll do the PR and go for it. So I went and met with the 19 governors, and we booked it at the Paula Solares, and it sold out in 2 weeks. I raised $70,000. We had the American Indian Dance Theater. We had Lightfoot. We had Bill Miller. We had Cashton, Larry Sellers, Michael Horst, just all these artists. And so that was the first year. And then the second year, what I want to share with Joanne, because Joanne was part of the second year. The second year, we launched Native Women in Music. And RNCI started off as a music concert, right, initially. Now we've grown into the largest Native film festival in the country, to, you know, an online streaming network and all this other stuff. But back then, we were known as a concert series. So I have the first poster. I don't know if you guys can see it because the lights are, this light is in there. Let me see if I move this light. You might be able to see it better. But this is the first poster. And can you see it well in here? I don't know.
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, so there it is. And it was Native Women in Music. And we had Joanne and your sister and Joy Harjo and my band and Cherokee Rose and my daughter's band. And it was and Elaine Miles hosted with Conroy Chino. And it was at the James A. Little Theater because the Paulo Soleris had closed. And has never reopened. I'm working really hard to see how we can get it reopened. But it was such a gorgeous event. And it was a packed house. And there was other performers. There was Burning Sky, Boys from the Res, Sundance, the Dene Dancers, Larry Sellers was also there. Suzanne Harjo spoke, Diane Reyna, Bruce LaFontaine, Arthur Lucero, Reverend Monsart, and yeah, there's a lot of people that performed. Joanne, you want to share about your experience that year? That was in 1996.
Oh my heavens, 1996. It's a while back.
Yeah.
Beautiful. It was so wonderful to have all these women on stage, and all these, this event was just like, this is great. Love to be here. Love to be able to present and perform. I mean, pretty much when I perform, I go into the space of just like being full of gratitude. And that was. I remember us meeting outside, and you were really happy to see us, and it was just beautiful because my sister went to IAIA, and I'm good friends with Alan. I was good friends with Alan Hauser. I wrote him a song. He gave me him and his wife both. As a matter of fact, just a couple of years ago, I went to visit her. She was 105.
Yeah.
And she answered the door. She like welcomed me in her home, and I sang for her. But it was just, I love Santa Fe. Santa Fe is an amazing place. Very, very, such a vortex of beautiful, creative artists.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a nice time. It really was. And, thank God for your vision. Why not?
Yeah. Yeah. And what happened from launching Native Women in Music, Sarah McLaughlin got a hold of me and asked me to go on the Lilith Fair tour. And, it's things like, it's partnerships again, right? It's partnering with our allies, partnering with each other, with other Native nations, and moving this narrative forward, in music, acting, filmmaking, broadcasting, journalists, all of that.
Totally. We're very, 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 I should say resilient, obviously.
Yes, that's the word. Yeah.
We are very resilient. We have our issues. We have trauma-based situations. We have children exposed to violence. I mean, I was on the task force with Senator Dorgan during Obama's administration. I mean, I understand the complexity of our life. However, we're all in this boat together at this point. We are. And so unless we help row, unless we help bail out the water, unless we continue to like support each other. I mean, what else is there,
Right.
right?
Yeah. It's
What will our children have to look forward to? So that's where I am. Yeah,
yeah.
I
Like it.
vision.
Thank you, Joanne.
Yes.
Um, well, we're going to have like about another 10 minutes. And I don't know if you feel, uh, and I don't want to put you on the spot, but and you're not prepared for this, I know. But if you want to sing a song, you're totally welcome to sing a song if you choose to. Uh, and just let us know if you do.
Okay, I'd be happy to do that. That's fine.
Okay.
mean, I if you go to Interfaith Ministries, Google it, Joanne Shenendoah, you'll see me next to Nelson Mandela and the Dalai Lama, His Holiness, Houston Smith, who wrote the book on the world's religions. I mean, my life has been extremely blessed. I've traveled the world. I've seen, I've sung and performed with and danced with people from Africa to Australia, all over the world. I've totally loved my life. And, why not? Can't we love our life, right?
Absolutely celebrate it. Absolutely.
And I totally relish in all of that. And I feel so very blessed. So this is a song. Um, it's called the Prophecy Song, which I sang for 14,000 world religious leaders. And it goes like this. Ambe Majada Gibawa Bidaba Gini Gume Gana Gin Goba Ambe Majada Gibawa Bidaba Gini Gume Gonna Gin Goba Ambe Majada Gibuabidaba Ginigu Gonna Gin Goba. The words translate to awaken, stand up, be counted. We are being recognized in the spirit world. We're responsible for ourselves and for our families and for our nations. And I'll sing it one more time.
Okay, but you're making me cry.
Ambe Majada Gibuabidaba Ginigu Gonna Gin Goba Ginigu Gonna Gin Goba Ginigu Gonna Gin Goba.
That is so beautiful.
Thank you.
It's so sacred. I'm in tears and my makeup is destroyed.
Oh, you're so gorgeous. Come on, stop.
Wow. What a blessing. What a gift. you know. So I'm going to put this out there. I encourage whoever sees this and whoever hears this to invite Joanne to open, to sing this song for when Biden gets elected.
Wow, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, that's what I'm putting forth, that prayer. I think this song would be so beautiful if they open with this song and you singing this song.
Oh, thank you, sweetie pie.
Yeah.
You know, Neil Young tried to get me to sing at Obama's inauguration, but hey, you know, Aretha Franklin rules.
Yeah. Well, we're in a different time, a different space, and our indigenous voice and our native narrative is amplified to the max right now. Like I mean, it's going to get bigger, but I mean, it's right now in the forefront of everybody. Deb Holland did an incredible job last night. And I just feel that it's our time right now. And I'm just putting that initiative forward, that prayer forward. Yeah. Mwah. Yeah, definitely.
To you, and for all your hard work, congratulations. What an amazing thing you've done for Indian country to put together this organization which celebrates our culture, which celebrates our creativity, the most incredibly beautifully talented Native people we have. So wonderful.
So much talent out there.
Amazing. And that's what we do. We nurture our children. We nurture them when we see they have a gift. That's the Iroquois way, Haudenosaunee way. We say, hey, oh my gosh, guess what? My grandson plays the harmonica, the guitar, the piano, the flute. I mean, old yet. So I'm like, how blessed am I to have a grandson who does all that, you know? So I'm very blessed, and I know that, you know, I think gratitude is a major thing to focus on, and to understand that we could live in a world without war, without violence. And
Absolutely. That is the massive prayer. The
thanks for
big prayer. Yeah.
having me.
I know, bringing up your grandchild. My son, you know, he masters 5 instruments. He's crazy good. Yeah. And I can't say, I wanted to make an announcement, so I'm not going to say it. I'll make it next week. But I told you online, you know, in our texting, but I almost said it. I'm not supposed to say anything.
Blessing. No, thank you for inviting me. And
Yes. Yeah.
I just want to say, continue to have the hope and the faith, and enjoy the beauty of celebrating Indigenous life.
Absolutely. That's what we do here. That's what I do. It's my whole calling in my life. So if you out there want to participate and help us celebrate our Indigenous narrative, our voices, our Native narrative, our talent, visit our website. Frank, if you could put up the card, that would be awesome. I don't know where if he's there. But yeah, so you could go to rednationff.com and donate on the site. So I am going to move forward with closing this up, and I want to thank you, Joanne, for, you know, coming on board and spending the hour with us and helping us raise funds to continue on with our programs and our initiatives and our storytelling. And we have our festival coming up in November, and I'm very excited about it. It's the 25th anniversary of the Red Nation International Film Festival. And it's going to be from November 1st through the 30th. We usually have it run for 15 days, but we're going to be for 30 days because of this pandemic. We're going to be all online. We're having our award ceremony online. All the films will be online. All the master classes will be online. All the retrospectives, ceremonies. I mean, it's gorgeous what we have planned for you all out there. Stay connected and vote. It's very important this year. Vote like your life depends on it. It's a really important time right now that we're in, and I just vote. That's a big message from me to you. Vote. And I love you, Joanne, and I love your family, and I'm so excited to hear all the good news that you have coming to us soon. I can't wait to hear all about it. And give a big hug to Orrin if you see him or speak with him.
Yeah, I will see him this weekend.
Oh, then give him big, huge hugs. And I want to thank all of you for tuning in today. And we'll be back next Wednesday, and we'll have another guest. And maybe a board member. I'd like to introduce you to our board, but you can visit our board of directors at rednationff.com. And we have extraordinary boards, 16, and then we have an honorary board as well. And so all of those energies and relatives that are on our board help move this forward. Their vision and their input help guide me and lift me up to move this whole thing forward. So they're very special to me, and I love them all. So go ahead and visit our site. Donate if you can. Help us out. There's goodies out there on the website, and I just want to thank you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Joanne.